you're saying that you have no ties, you don't know anybody with the Iraqi mafia?
No. How do you crazy?
We went there in person to get answers.
I'm assistant manager, but that doesn't say much.
And we showed him these pictures of the bacteria and fungus in his ice.
The manager there called the owner, but offered no answers.
I just need you to leave.
We have these traffickers that have invaded our country.
Taking hold in Utah. Illegal marijuana farms in your public forests mixed in with the pines. Some worth as much as $50 million on the street.
Last year alone, 61 national forests were affected by outdoor marijuana grows.
They're spread throughout Utah. As you can see on this map, there have been grows as far north as Davis County, as far south as Washington County.
We didn't really see a trend in Utah until about 3 years ago.
In this exclusive video obtained by ABC4, you can see the plants mixed in with the native growth, hidden from law enforcement and manned by armed guards. In this video, a man walks through a grow with a rifle on his back. He's checking the marijuana plants, which Frank Smith with the DEA says belong to Mexican cartels.
We know the majority of the people come from Michoacan. It's La Familia driven.
Armed Mexican cartel members right here in Utah, right where you could stumble into a grow while out hiking or camping.
The day that our children can't go on our public lands and frolic around in a stream is the day that we need to fight back.
Children, families, and hikers like Michael Trapp enjoying the outdoors for the weekend, not realizing the danger that could be just off the trail.
Trying to go out and enjoy nature and clear your mind, have a great day, and you shouldn't have to worry about people who are doing that kind of stuff.
He wants to be safe.
Yeah, it's bad news.
He wants law enforcement to get these farms out of Utah.
Hopefully, if we can come up with a solution to eradicate it.
And that's the DEA's plan.
Look, if we break their back financially, they're not going to come back. We realize that.
Smith wouldn't share with me all of the techniques they use to fight the cartels. But he did tell me they use surveillance on the ground and in the air.
They're extremely sophisticated, and as our tactics have gotten better, so have the traffickers.
Clear.
We tagged along as agents took to the air, searching for new grows. Right now is the time when workers are prepping the land for growing season. In this exclusive aerial video, you can see how the plants are mixed in with the normal growth. From far away, you can't see anything. But look what happens when the camera zooms in. Rows and rows of the cash crop called marijuana. But these tactics by the DEA seem to be working. According to the agency, in the last 2 years, the number of marijuana grows has dropped in Utah. Back in 2010, there were more than 100,000 plants seized on 16 farms with 13 arrests. But in 2011, the number had dropped to 78,000 plants seized on 11 farms and 33 arrests.
If we push them to Nevada, then we'll help Nevada push them back to California. Then we'll help California push them back to Mexico. And that's the strategy.
But until they're gone, Utahns beware and be watching for the signs that will tell you you're getting close to a marijuana grow.
Hello.
Months of undercover investigation.
Hi, how are you?
Questionable information from the tanning salons.
You want a base tan? Yep, especially because base tans protect you from the sun. It's going to give you the color to protect you from the sun.
And a cancer survivor appalled by what she hears.
That's what makes me sick.
We started out the investigation by randomly deciding which Valley tanning salons we should test. The darts picked for us, 4 throws and 4 different salons, from downtown Salt Lake City to South Jordan.
I'm lucky to be alive today.
And taking the hidden cameras into the salons, melanoma survivor Marianne Gerber, diagnosed with cancer at age 24.
Because at 24, I got it. It was because of a tanning bed.
A sporadic tanner, Marianne saw a mole on her face and got it removed for vanity reasons. She's lucky she did.
Within 3 days, I got a call that it was melanoma.
Marianne says she had no idea the tanning bed rays were actually hurting her.
I was told if I didn't burn in a tanning bed, I was fine. And I believed it. You know, why wouldn't I? I had no idea Nobody knew anything different.
But Dr. Sancy Leachman at the Huntsman Cancer Institute told me now we should know better.
Anytime you get a tan, the cause of that is UV light coming in and damaging the cells and damaging the DNA that are in those cells.
She says damage can change into cancer no matter how many exposures to UV light you have. It could be the first time or 100th time.
This is not a safe practice. And so claiming that it is clearly biased, and it is profiteering on the backs of young people's health.
This is where our hidden cameras come in, to find out if we will be given wrong information by tanning salons. First stop, Envy Tan in South Jordan, and right away, Marianne hears something she can't believe.
So it's not going to like hurt your skin at all, it's just like being out in the sun?
They have no idea what they're talking about, and I want them to know so bad.
Next on the list, European Tan near downtown Salt Lake City.
So you want a base tan? You want a base tan, yep, especially because base tans protect you from the sun. It's people who tan every day for like years, that's people who usually think anything.
She told me that if I got a base tan, I was safe from the sun, which is absolutely not correct.
Sunza Beach in downtown gave us similar answers about burning and base tans.
So as long as I'm not burning, then exactly, then I'm right. Safer in the bed. Yeah.
But one salon we tested got it right. Electric Beach in South Salt Lake gave Marianne some good advice about tanning and her fair skin with moles.
If you're worried about it, I would recommend going to a dermatologist or a salon getting this checked out.
So we wanted to find out why this information is being given out. ABC4 tried to contact the salons by phone with no success. So we went to the businesses to get some answers. First, European Tan. The manager there called the owner, but offered no answers.
I just need you to leave. Sorry.
Could we set up a meeting with him? Is he on the phone right now? Could we talk to him?
I just need you to leave. He's got the contact information if he needs to talk to him.
The Sunza Beach owner met us at the door.
I'm happy to make a statement off of camera, but I'm not comfortable on camera.
When it came down to actually making a statement off camera, he didn't want to talk. But at Envy Tan, the owner looked at the undercover video.
I'm concerned. I'm definitely going to address her and retrain her.
The Utah Department of Health agreed. Tanning salon employees need to be trained.
So that happens because people are using lotion and because they're tanning too often.
I sat down with Teresa Garrett with the Department of Health and showed her our undercover video. And she didn't seem happy about the information we were being told by tanning salons.
So what do you think?
I think we have a lot of educating to do with individuals who work in tanning facilities.
Educate the employees, to educate the public about the dangers of tanning.
You really need to understand the risks that you're putting your body through, and you're really just writing yourself a prescription for cancer.
That's Marianne's main concern too. The right information isn't getting out for you to make an informed decision.
I just want to cry for them because it's the same thing I was told, and look what happened to me.
Or even worse, if you're getting lied to.
If the people who are peddling this product don't know what they're talking about or are lying to you about this product, that's what makes me sick.
Michael Vick starts 6 of the year.
Just turn on the TV any given Sunday.
Vick, oh, touchdown! Oh, man!
And you can see how Michael Vick is doing. Leading the Philadelphia Eagles on the field, living a normal life. Heck, he's even got a family dog. That begs the question, how are his other dogs doing? The ones that 5 years ago had an uncertain future. Beaten, forced to fight, then found in a dog-fighting bust at the NFL superstar's home. It sparked a national uproar about dogfighting. Several of those dogs are right here in Utah. This is Dogtown, run by Best Friends Animal Society. It's just a few miles outside of Kanab. 22 of Vic's dogs, now called Victory Dogs, were brought here, where their lives dramatically improved. Despite the notorious animal abuse coverage, the people who now handle these dogs say Michael Vick actually helped pit bulls worldwide.
It really brought to light the whole atrocity of pit bulls and dog fighting, and the fact that Michael Vick is still in the media headlines all the time, it really brings that to the forefront and keeps people aware.
Aware of dogs like Ray.
I mean, he's trying to sit on my lap right now, so they are very affectionate, loving, regular dogs.
Yay! Come on, up here.
Michelle Logan is one of the managers here at Dogtown. She works with Ray regularly.
Good boys.
Michelle has been with these dogs since the beginning. She says rehabilitation has been a process.
Most of them have come so far out of their shells. It's unbelievable to see. When they first got here, most of them were shut down. They would cower in the back of their crates.
Ray is one of 10 dogs still at Dogtown. All but 2 are waiting to be adopted.
Lucas and Merrill will live here for the rest of their lives. The rest of them, according to the courts, are allowed to be adopted out.
Okay, let's go. Good boy.
This is Lucas.
You're excited. Let's go.
He's got a life of Riley. I mean, he gets to do everything he wants. He gets golf cart rides and walks. He gets his people every day. He spends time in our CEO's office. I mean, everything you can imagine that a dog would experience in a home, he gets here at the sanctuary and more.
He's a good boy.
The scars on Luke's face tell his story. He was Vic's prized fighting dog. So the courts decided it was best that he stay with best friends for life. 10 other dogs have been adopted out. Some are now therapy dogs. Others have been the catalyst for new dog rescue organizations. But most of them, like Hallie, are just good family companions now.
You know, it's been fun for all of us that have adopted Vic dogs. We all keep in contact with each other and share stories, and it's been an amazing journey with these dogs.
Come here. Hey.
Hallie now lives with Tracy Madsen and her 2 dogs near Park City. Like many other Victory dogs, Hallie needed some socialization work.
She was very, very shy. She was just really shut down. I would take her to work, and sometimes she wouldn't even walk on a leash. She would just pancake on the ground and she wouldn't walk.
That fear has started to fade. As happy as Tracy is with Hallie in her life, she can't help but be a little upset by the news of Michael Vick's new companion.
You know, we're all upset that he's been allowed to have another dog, but you know, we can't dwell on that. We just try and dwell on the good and how these dogs are doing and how well they're doing.
And as you've seen, no matter the environment, these dogs are thriving.
There were a lot that thought that they should have all been put down, and you know, they're doing great.
Proof that no matter the dog's past, they can overcome and have a wonderful future.
They're a classic combination, kids and trampoline. One after another. Kids get hurt on backyard trampolines. And now, trampoline parks are popping up all over Utah. Experts tell me they're as dangerous as backyard trampolines, and kids are getting hurt.
I jumped, hit my arm, and it hurt so bad.
In fact, in this new report by the American Academy of Pediatrics, it outlines that the same safety precautions should be taken in trampoline parks as they are for backyard tramps. But I found that doesn't seem to be happening.
Gymnasts at Academy West use trampolines in competition and for training, not for recreation.
2 this time.
And there are rules to keep them as safe as possible, like jumping in the center of the trampoline.
Only 1 student on the trampoline at a time, ever. We never allow 2 students on the trampoline at a time.
Joe Gurley tells me when those rules are broken, kids like 6-year-old Anthony Fillerup get hurt.
I don't think that they have any of those rules.
Anthony took trampoline lessons at Academy West, but when he came here to Airborne Trampoline Park for a birthday party, he broke his arm.
I was like bouncing, and kind of like I went too high, snapped my arm. It really hurt.
He got bounced by an older kid. It was the same situation we saw with our undercover cameras. After the parent signs a waiver, the kids take off on their own. Big teenage kids jumping and flipping on the trampolines alongside small children.
That's incredibly dangerous if there's 2 on the trampoline, because trampoline bounces can be transferred from one athlete to another, and that can launch them unsafe distances.
And during our investigation, an ABC4 producer didn't get any warnings for his kids he took to that airborne tramp park.
Any safety issues, things like that they need to know about?
No, we got people out there making sure you don't do anything super wrong.
But you can see in our video there doesn't look like any supervision. Here's a sign at a lookout post saying someone should be there watching, but no one is around. So we tried to contact Airborne by email and by phone multiple times with no response. We went there in person to get answers, but the owner or general manager were gone, so we asked who was in charge.
I don't know. I'm assistant manager, but that doesn't say much.
It's this lack of supervision Anthony's mom was afraid of.
He knows how to do it, knows how to be safe, but there were just too many other
people there.
She's never letting Anthony go back.
Because they don't practice safe trampoline.
And Joe Gurley is warning his gymnastic athletes to do the same and stay away.
They could make it a lot safer if it was a structured environment with supervision all the time. Without those two things, I don't see how it could be safe.
You put it in your drink.
I'm shocked.
You want it to be clean.
I'm done with you guys.
And you expect restaurants to keep it that way.
It's probably more of a widespread thing than most people know.
But I found out in an ABC4 undercover investigation, the ice you're eating can be downright dirty. We randomly picked several Salt Lake Valley restaurants and one ice company that claims its ice is pure.
Can I get a Diet Coke and then can I get a separate cup of ice?
Collected samples, a cup of ice for most, and a bag from Summit Ice. Marked and sealed, the samples according to procedures given us by the lab. And then the testing began. 5 businesses under the microscope: Sage's Cafe, Tsunami Restaurant, Moe's Place, European Pizza, and Summit Ice. We'll have those results in just a minute. The president of Summit Ice, Brian Washnook, agreed to do an interview before we even got results.
People almost assume that since we're freezing it and it's maybe being put in a freezer for a long period of time, that that's going to kill the contaminants or possibly bacteria, which is false.
Confident their ice would turn out clean. Summit Ice takes precautions to keep their ice clean, like no human contact, stainless steel, and they practice food handling standards when making ice. Their lab results confirm their prediction. Look at the pictures. 2 samples, testing for bacteria and fungus. Clean as a whistle. 1 little dot on each sample. You can't say the same for the other businesses in our investigation.
The ice machines probably don't get cleaned as frequently as they should, so they can potentially be bacteria traps.
And neither can we. Sage's Cafe and Tsunami had traces of bacteria and fungus, but the 2 worst offenders were Moe's Place and European Pizza. We wanted to find out why, so we took our cameras in and asked the tough questions.
I'm Brian, Channel 4.
First, Moe's Place. The owner, Rick, showed me his ice machine.
So you got this machine 4 years ago and haven't cleaned it since then?
No.
Then we showed him these pictures of the bacteria and fungus in his ice, called Pseudomonas aeruginosa, or water bug. According to the health department, it can make the average person sick and potentially cause death to someone with a weakened immune system. He's been serving that to customers.
I drink more than anybody, so I feel terrible about it.
But because of our investigation, Rick changed his ways.
I didn't know it was a problem. I do now. It's clean, and it'll be consistently clean now.
The other worst offender? European Pizza.
You're the manager?
Yes.
Are you also the owner?
Yes.
I showed him these photos. Fungus thriving on the sample of his ice. Remember the sample from Summit Ice? Clean? Quite a difference.
This tested with fungus that was too numerous to count. Do you think that's healthy to be serving to customers?
No, but I don't know what's caused that.
He showed me the ice machine, but still had no answers about why his ice is dirty.
You don't have any explanation?
No, I don't.
That's the same answer I heard over and over again.
I really don't know.
Until he kicked us out.
I am done with you guys.
So, how can you avoid dirty ice like we found in our investigation? There are a couple things you can do.
If you see some particles and things in the ice, then I would be a little leery of probably ingesting that ice.
Or just do what Brian Washnook does.
I'm the guy that gets a bottled soft drink in a sealed bottle that's hopefully cold.
Better a warm soda than a cold one full of bacteria and fungus.
Percocet, Vicodin, Oxycontin, Loratab, and morphine. There are many names for prescription painkillers. They're addictive and they can ruin lives.
He was quite an athletic young man and he had no fear.
Denver Snar got addicted and couldn't quit.
Every morning when he walked out the door, I said, son, just know your dad loves you.
He tried to get help. His family tried to help him. But on his 25th birthday in 2007, his dad found him dead.
And sometimes I feel guilty that maybe I could have done more.
An addiction that changed their lives forever.
There isn't a day go by I don't think of him.
It's not only the Snar family suffering. It's more of a problem in Utah than you might know.
This is in our schools, it's in our churches, it's in our homes, and kids are dying from it.
Unlike any other state, opiates are the #1 choice for 18 to 24-year-olds in Utah. In a recent Drug Enforcement Agency collection event, they collected boxes and boxes of old prescription drugs, getting them out of the medicine cabinets, out of the reach of teens. Christina Hielsen with Odyssey House tells me that's a great service, especially considering the number of teens using Rose last year.
You take one, you take a little bit more, it progresses really quickly.
It progresses to a cheaper, more available opiate.
We start with popping pills, smoking pills, snorting pills, and then we're off to heroin a lot of the time.
And the kids using aren't the ones you might think.
It's kind of like a little secret that I had.
Chelsea Wiley was the perfect student.
I was captain of my sports team. You know, I was in all honors classes, so no one really knew that I was using drugs.
By age 14, she was hooked on pills and looking for something better.
I started using heroin to get the same feeling, and it was stronger and cheaper.
It's easy to find. According to reports, Utah ranks among the highest in the country for opiate use among teens.
Heroin is just everywhere. Every street corner you can find someone that can get it.
Now, at the resident drug program Odyssey House in Salt Lake City, Chelsea explains it could be your child using and you wouldn't know.
I know my parents never thought it would be me.
You wouldn't know until it's too late.
A girl that was on like the cheerleading team and everything died of an Oxycontin overdose. That was the first person I know to die.
Opiate drugs are ruining every type of family, even the son of a Salt Lake Valley mayor.
Think about him every day.
Denver Snar was Murray City Mayor Dan Snar's son. Now he speaks out.
It just put him to sleep, and he never woke up.
To help others realize that prescription drug abuse encompasses all races, religions, and economic classes.
You don't want anybody to go through the pain and sorrow of losing a child. It's tough.
To stop another father from losing his son. The signs are there. Danger. Stay out. But some don't pay attention.
This is an unsafe mine. Danger.
And put their lives at risk.
Probably a good idea to be walking this way.
It might look like fun, but too often the unexpected happens and a trip underground turns to tragedy. Watch here. One teen falls after the rope breaks.
Yeah, give you my belt. Oh, Jesus! Adam! Oh, Adam! Adam! Yes. Adam! Oh, God.
It's not safe to go exploring these things.
Tony Gallegos with the Utah Abandoned Mines Reclamation Program shows me there are death traps everywhere, inside and out.
It could actually cave in on you.
Just at the opening, timbers and rocks ready to collapse. This was a mine closed with a back gate, but you can see someone broke it open so they could get in.
We put the gate up to keep people safe.
But once inside...
So rock fall, roof fall, something from the sides, the ribs could come in.
Or you might think you're walking on the ground, but it's actually really old wood covering a shaft straight down, called a winze.
Something that drops maybe hundreds of feet, and you won't even see it until you step across it and collapse.
And the deadly traps don't stop there.
And then there's the other hazards that you're not even going to see, like the lack of oxygen.
There are numerous other ways to die inside an abandoned mine, including unexploded, unstable explosives, and often they're home to wildlife like mountain lions or bears.
There are too many hazards, there are too many risks. It's just not really worth it.
With the population growth in the Salt Lake Valley, more and more homes are being built. The valley's expanding, putting these neighborhoods even closer to abandoned mines.
There are an estimated 17,000 open abandoned mines in our state, shown here with red dots. If we zoom in to the east side of the valley, you can see them in the mountains and along the benches. It's the same story near Harriman, homes encroaching on open abandoned mines.
You can walk right up on these things without even realizing it.
Easy access for your kids, just like the ones in this video.
Oh, Jesus!
That boy survived his fall, but had to be rescued after being injured and waiting for hours in a cold, dark shaft.
You get that feeling in the pit of your stomach like, oh, that didn't have to happen.
According to the state, 10 people have died and 41 injured in abandoned mines since 1982. They've closed mines like this one using steel and concrete.
There's a chance that someone's going to get hurt, and you really don't even want to have one.
But there are thousands of more open abandoned mines,
We still have a lot of work to do.
all filled with dangers that can kill you.
We're here at BYU campus. We're doing a little test.
It started out innocent enough
You do the mistletoe tradition?
and turned into an internet sensation.
Yeah.
The group of friends having fun shooting a video at BYU about mistletoe and kissing. And the students we talked to told ABC4 News they loved it.
BYU students are definitely up for it.
I thought it was hilarious.
Not everyone was pleased with the mistletoe joke. But despite the so-called slap heard around the world, BYU student Lisa Schlemer thought BYU was the perfect place to shoot the video.
We like to kiss. We try and get away with what we can. And when kissing is our only option, we do it hard.
In fact, she helped ABC4 News track down the makers of the video. A couple of phone calls.
That Kevin Bacon thing, you know someone who knows someone? Absolutely.
We were in with the bait. Caitlin Snow.
I was surprised how not awkward it was.
And the man with the idea, Stuart Edgington.
I was not intending for it to go this big. I thought maybe a couple thousand views.
In our interviews, we got insight on why they made the video and why they chose to do it at BYU.
I actually hadn't kissed anyone for a while, so I think it was okay, I'll go ahead and do it.
BYU I felt was a great place that would represent what Utah is.
The video is the second most watched on YouTube this week, only behind the new Man of Steel trailer. But the mistletoe video's popularity might be because of that one special moment.
The part I know that got the most reaction was the slap.
This affidavit, filed in U.S. District Court, documents what led to the arrest of Adel Al-Mukael for selling spice in his smoke shops. A DEA agent submitted the affidavit for the purpose of seeking a search warrant for Al-Mukael's home and smoke shops, Victor Smoke Shop, and the VIP Smoke Shop and hookah. So, was he selling spice? We sent an ABC4 News producer and photographer to his house to find out and saw Al-Mukael driving away. But they didn't stop there. After catching up with the black SUV, Al-Mukael denied selling illegal spice.
Everything we sold is legal. Everything comes with a paper. Okay, and the police, they know.
Statements in the affidavit allege Al-Mukael was also involved with a man known as a high-ranking member of the Iraqi mafia. His name is Maitan Al-Fatwali. That Al-Fatwali would come to the store to pick up cash withdrawals, and that Al-Fatwali is heavily involved in money laundering for the gang.
You're saying that you have no ties, you don't know anybody with the Iraqi mafia.
No.
Are you crazy?
No, stop, please.
He's crazy.
What are you talking about? That's a stupid question. That's what she means.
Yes, stupid, stupid. Yes, you are stupid.
We weren't satisfied with being insulted, so we asked again.
Are you his wife?
Yes, I'm his wife. Leave us alone.
She's my wife, and you guys, you push me so bad, and then you treat me so
Iraqi
bad,
mafia.
okay?
Where is Iraqi mafia?
We're talking about mafia.
Al-Mukael then ended the interview by saying his lawyer would be calling ABC4.
I'm sorry, I can't say anything, but